And what exactly does your app do again? Uncle Steve's condescending voice cut through the Thanksgiving dinner conversation. I took a deep breath, trying to maintain my composure. It's a privacy-focused social media platform. We're developing new encryption methods to dash privacy, social media. Aunt Karen scoffed, not looking up from her Instagram feed. Honey, Facebook already exists. Nobody wants another one. Around our family's massive dining table, heads nodded in agreement. My cousins snickered behind their phones, probably sharing my stupid idea in their group chat. Even my younger brother Tony, fresh out of business school, couldn't resist chiming in. Sis, you're wasting your time, he said, waving his phone. These apps. They're worth billions. You can't compete with that. Mom placed another helping of turkey on my plate, her smile tight with disappointment. Maybe it's time to consider that job offer from Microsoft, dear. Benefits, stability. The startup's gaining traction, I protested. We have over 100,000 users already, and our latest privacy feature dash. Quit this startup nonsense, Dad's voice boomed across the table. You're 32, living in a shared apartment, burning through your savings. For what? Some pipe dream. I looked around the table. Every face showed the same mixture of pity and judgment. They were all successful in their traditional ways, corporate jobs, steady paychecks, suburban homes. And here I was, the family disappointment, chasing a crazy tech dream. What they didn't know was that tomorrow morning, everything would change. Rebecca, Mom touched my arm, we're just worried about you. Look at Tony, vice president at 28, company car, corner office. Yes, sis, Tony smirked. While you're playing entrepreneur, I'm actually building a career. I stood up, my chair scraping against the hardwood floor. Thank you for dinner. I should get back to my nonsense now. Don't be dramatic, Aunt Karen called after me. We're just trying to help. Help, right. Like when they refused to invest in my seed round, calling it throwing money away. Like when they shared my promotional posts with laughing emojis. Like when they told every family friend that I was going through a phase. In my car, I pulled out my phone and opened a message from my lead developer. Final tests complete. All systems go for tomorrow's announcement. Apple and Google already approved the update. I smiled, typing back. Launch is planned. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They had no idea what was coming. My little app had just acquired Social Sphere, their precious social media platform with over 500 million users. The deal was completed in secret, through shell companies and quiet negotiations. Tomorrow morning, every Social Sphere user would get an update notification. An update that would show my company's logo, my encryption technology, my success. I drove to my shared apartment. Actually the penthouse of a building I owned through my company. The savings I was burning through? Series of funding from the biggest tech investors in Silicon Valley. The pipe dream? Now worth billions. My phone buzzed with another message, this time from my PR team. Press release ready. Major tech sites on standby. Forbes interview scheduled for 10 a.m. Perfect. I walked to my home office, where multiple screens displayed our company's metrics. User growth, encryption protocols, acquisition details. Everything that proved my stupid startup was about to become one of the biggest tech companies in the world. Tomorrow their phones would tell them what they refused to see, that the family failure had just changed the game. But first I had some code to review. The next morning I sat in my real office, the top floor of our Seattle headquarters, watching the digital countdown on my wall screen. 8:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 minute until the update that would change everything. My CTO Marcus handed me a coffee. Servers are ready. We can handle up to 50 million simultaneous updates. And the encryption transfer? Seamless. The moment they accept the update, their data switches to our secure protocol. 9 a.m. Across the country, over 500 million phones buzzed with the same notification. Social Sphere is now Secure Connect update available. My phone exploded with family messages within seconds. Tony, what the hell? Secure Connect? Isn't that your... Mom, Rebecca, explain this right now. Dad, your logo is on my phone. Aunt Karen, oh me. Social Sphere is changing? I silenced my phone and turned to the wall of screens showing real-time metrics. Update acceptance rates were soaring. Hashtag Secure Connect was trending worldwide. Tech news sites were lighting up with headlines. Social sphere acquired by privacy startup Secure Connect. Unknown tech company becomes overnight giant. Privacy revolution. Secure Connect's bold move. Marcus grinned at the numbers. 5 million updates in the first minute. They love it. My assistant knocked and entered. Ms. Mitchell? Your family is in the lobby. All of them. Of course they were. Conference room A, I said, straightening my blazer. Let them wait 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes were busy. I did a quick live interview with TechCrunch, approved our next press release, and watched our company's valuation skyrocket as the market opened. Finally, I walked into the conference room. They all sat there, phones in hand, faces a mixture of shock and disbelief. Dad clutched a newspaper with my company's announcement on the front page of the business section. How? Tony broke the silence. How did you afford this? I sat at the head of the table, my table in my building. Remember when I was burning through savings? That was series of funding. $300 million of it. But you live in a shared apartment. Mom sputtered. I own the building, I replied calmly. All 12 floors. Aunt Karen was still staring at her phone. So every time we post something now, it goes through my encryption protocols. The ones you said nobody would care about. Dad stood up, his chair rolling back. Why didn't you tell us? We're family. Family. I laughed softly. Last night you called this nonsense. Now you want to claim connection. The room fell silent except for the gentle hum of servers behind the walls, servers protecting millions of people's data, running the technology they'd mocked. My phone buzzed. Forbes was waiting for that interview. If you'll excuse me, I stood up. I have a company to run. Security will show you out. Wait. Tony called out. Maybe we could collaborate? My company could dash. Your company? I turned back. Check your phone again, little brother. Your company just announced a partnership with us an hour ago. Your CEO knows a good thing when he sees it, even if you didn't. As I walked out, I heard Mom burst into tears. Part of me wanted to comfort her, to explain everything. But they'd had their chance to believe in me. Now they could read about my success like everyone else, through an app they said would never work. 3 months after the acquisition, I sat in my office reviewing user statistics. Our privacy features had attracted another 200 million users. The stock price had tripled. Every major tech company wanted to partner with us. My assistant's voice came through the intercom. Ms. Mitchell? Your brother Tony is here again. This was his 5th attempt this week. Ever since his company's board appointed me to their advisory committee, a condition of our partnership, he'd been trying to reconnect. Send him in. Tony entered, looking less polished than usual. No designer suit today, just business casual. He'd been demoted after his boss discovered he'd dismissed a potential partnership with Secure Connect months ago. Becca, please, he started. I've been trying to talk to you, About. I kept typing on my laptop. The family misses you. Mom's a mess. Dad, he's not sleeping. Even Aunt Karen stopped posting on Secure Connect. I finally looked up. Funny how they miss me now that I'm successful. Where was this concern when I was wasting my life on a startup? We were wrong, okay? He collapsed into a chair. Is that what you want to hear? What I wanted was support, belief, family. I closed my laptop. Instead, I got mockery and judgment. But that's why I'm here. He leaned forward. Let us make it right. Come to Sunday dinner. Show us what you've built. Help us understand. My phone buzzed, a news alert. Secure Connect's privacy protocol becomes new industry standard. I turned my monitor toward him, showing our company's latest innovation. See this? It's a quantum encryption system we're launching next quarter. When I tried explaining the concept at Christmas, you said it was silly sci-fi stuff. He flinched. I didn't understand, No, you didn't want to understand. None of you did. I stood up, walking to the window. You were all so convinced you knew better. That success only looks one way, your way. And you proved us wrong. Isn't that enough? I turned back to him. This isn't about proving anyone wrong, Tony. It's about proving myself right. Every day millions of people trust my silly ideas to protect their privacy. That's what matters. So what now? You just cut us off forever. My assistant knocked and entered. Sorry to interrupt, but the White House Tech Advisory Team is calling. They want to discuss implementing your encryption protocols across government platforms. Tony's eyes widened. I nodded to my assistant. 5 minutes. After she left, I handed Tony a card. There's a tech education program our foundation is launching. Free coding camps, startup mentorship, innovation grants. If the family really wants to understand what I do, they can start there. A foundation? How much are you worth now? I smiled. Enough to know that worth isn't measured by bank accounts. It's measured by impact. As security escorted him out, I checked my phone. Mom had finally posted on Secure Connect for the first time in months. Proud of my daughter's success. Hoping to understand her world better. Hashtag never too late to learn. I hesitated, then clicked like. Her first engagement from me since Thanksgiving. That evening, as I reviewed applications for our foundation's first grant cycle, I found a familiar name. Dad had applied for the Senior Entrepreneurship Program. My phone buzzed with a message from our PR team. Time magazine wants to feature you in their Innovators Changing the World issue. I thought about family dinners filled with mockery, holidays spent defending my dreams, years of proving myself to people who should have believed in me first. Now they were all using my platform, protected by my encryption, posting about their lives through my technology. Every notification, every update, every secure message reminded them. The startup they called stupid had become their digital guardian. The daughter they dismissed had revolutionized their online world. The dreams they mocked had become everyone's reality. I opened Dad's application and clicked approve. Maybe they were right. It's never too late to learn. But this time they'd be learning from me.